Hello and welcome to another Kill La Kill If video. Today we've got a character breakdown for Dual Wield Satsuki. This version of Satsuki is the fastest character in the game, but unlike her one-sworded version, she likes to play it a bit closer to her opponent, and absolutely loves to fight in the air. Her projectiles don't have much of a reach, but her speed and unique combo routes will make your opponent stay on their toes. With your relentless pressure, you won't give them a lot of time to think and react to your actions, and that's how you'll conquer victory with Dual Wield Satsuki. But let's start it simple by talking about her normals. Her close range attack advances quite a bit. For such a fast character, this range is absolutely amazing. Mashing the close range attack button gives you this combo. This is her standard damage route. It's not optimal or anything, you can't cancel into any specials after the combo is over, but you may have noticed that this combo takes her into the air. This is true for all of her close range attacks, and like I've said already, Satsuki loves to fight in the air, and you'll see why in a second. If you tilt your left stick vertically, Satsuki does this anti-air 2-hit uppercut, which is super good because even if you're late with your anti-air punish, the first hit will clash with the homing dash, and you'll counter them with a second one. If you keep the stick tilted this way, Satsuki will take the combo into the air and then come back to the ground. You can't throw any specials after the combo is over, but you can cancel the combo before it ends to throw any specials you want. Tilting the stick horizontally makes Satsuki vanish for a split second as she steps towards your opponent and does this horizontal slash. The vanish itself only happens if you have one Valor, but even without it, this is a great move to catch sidestepping opponents. If you keep the stick tilted this way, she goes into an aerial combo, as she loves to do, and then comes back to the ground where you can cancel into her long-range Horror Break special. And because Satsuki spends so much time fighting in the air, let's talk about her jumping attacks. Satsuki lands 3 slashes and then you can go for a finisher. The finisher can just be any of the attacks that we talked about previously. Or it can be a break attack, which actually gives you a follow-up, even if you put it in a combo. I know, it's insane, right? But this isn't the time to talk about break attacks, we'll get to that in a second. All of these combos change once you get one Valor, same as base Satsuki. One Valor gives her a buff to her close range attacks, and it's not just a damage buff, some combos actually change the way they end. For instance, her vertical and horizontal attacks now give you a cinematic camera and a side switch, which makes it a lot easier to throw special attacks at the end of it. And this significantly increases the damage you can deal with your combos. Moving on to her ranged attacks, dual-wielding Satsuki's projectiles have a shorter range than base Satsuki, but mashing the long-range attack button will give you some similar projectiles. They are pretty fast, and on the ground you have 4 projectiles, in which the 4th will bring you up into the air, at which point you've got 4 more aerial projectiles. The 4th projectile on the ground causes a wall splat, and this version of Satsuki actually does not have a lot of wall splats, so this thing is like the holy grail. You can dash in and start a combo if you don't keep mashing projectiles after that number 4. The 3rd and 4th area projectiles can also cause a wall splat, so you can also extend your combo from there. Holding down the long range attack button charges your projectiles. On the ground, Satsuki will throw 2 projectiles that will actually stun the opponent if they connect. This thing is like a wall splat, only way better since you don't actually need a wall. You can just run up to your opponent and start a combo if they get hit by this. And it has a lot longer range than any of her normal projectiles. However, even though you charged it, the projectile priority is still pretty low and can be dashed through. If you've already used this stun in a combo, the second time you do it, the stun will be a lot shorter. This is to prevent infinite combos, which even though they're currently in the game, but I hope they get fixed soon, and I'm not going to show you the infinite. I don't want to see that cheese online. Get that stuff out of my lobbies. But you can still do stuff out of the second stun, you just have to be faster, so keep that in mind. In the air, Satsuki will throw 2 delayed projectiles. These come out faster than base Satsuki's, and they do not hit simultaneously. So if the opponent wants to dodge them, they have to do it twice. They're mostly a pressure tool. The damage they deal isn't that great, but you can use this for pressure setups. Next up, we have her break attacks, and Satsuki's break attacks are very unique in the sense that they will allow you to dash follow up in most situations, whereas most of the other characters have to put their break attacks at the start of combos or do them raw to get the dash follow up. Her grounded break attack is a grounded explosion that hits in front of her. This can be sidestepped, but not backstepped or jumped over. It also doesn't have any armor, so it can be interrupted. However, it is really fast, and not all characters have an attack fast enough to interrupt this move. If it connects, it grants you an aerial follow-up, and Satsuki loves to be in the air, so it is perfect for her. If you put your grounded break in a combo, it becomes something completely different. Satsuki will jump over the opponent, and while jumping over them, she will hit them with her sword, and this attack guard breaks, but that's not all she does. She also leaves a circle on the ground that explodes shortly after. This explosion also guard breaks, so it's not only a great tool for mix-up, you can also end combos this way to force your opponent to run away from the circle. circle. If they backstep or sidestep, you can easily catch them with a horizontal attack. If they jump, you can catch them with a vertical attack. Now, it may look like you have the advantage, and the circle does scare the inexperienced opponents, but if they just mash the attack button, they will beat your mashing. You are minus when you perform this move. Even if Satsuki has one of the fastest attacks in the game, the opponent recovers way faster than her, and if you get hit, the circle disappears. So if your opponent knows this and mashes to escape the circle, all you need to do is block. The circle will explode in their face and you get a free combo. In the air, Satsuki's break attack will grant you a grounded dash follow-up. Always. No matter if you do it raw or in the middle of a huge ass combo, this will always grant you a follow-up. Now, you can't do much from this follow-up. You can throw a close range attack into a break circle and try to start a new combo, or a close range attack into her long range attack, which can easily be cancelled into her long range special. If you have one Valor, your close range attack combo actually gets that cinematic finish, so you get more damage out of this and you're still able to cancel into any special you want. All of Satsuki's break attacks can be dash cancelled, so if your opponent has been sidestepping all of your break attacks, you can just initiate one, cancel it with a sidestep, and punish that dodge. Or you can simply do it to mix them up. They never know when you're gonna follow through with it. With how fast Satsuki's sidestep is, this can be very hard to read or react to. Moving on to her dash attacks, her close range dash unleashes a flurry of stabs. It's a pretty close range attack, nothing extraordinary, just your standard dash-in attack. Her long range dash first kicks and then throws a projectile. The projectile can cause a wall splat, but outside of that, I don't see a lot of reasons to use this one, other than maybe spacing out an opponent, baiting a dash punish maybe. And then her break dash is a goddamn problem. Satsuki jumps and leaves this explosion on the ground. Now, this is a problem because sidestep, backstep, or jumping all get caught by this. The way to dodge this move is actually to step forward towards Satsuki. And even then, it depends on the timing of Satsuki's dash break. If it's timed poorly, you actually don't even need to move in order to avoid this. But if it is timed well, then a forward step is the best way to avoid it. The problem is, this attack is pretty fast. And if you forward step any of her other options, you're gonna get hit. So you have to pull this off on reaction, and your window to react is pretty small, which makes this an amazing tool for Satsuki. Moving on to her special attacks, Unwavering Resolve is her biggest damaging special. The activation is pretty fast but has very short range. Satsuki slices and uppercuts, and if she connects, she gets this special off. This is the end of your combo. From here, you cannot follow up with anything else. Once you get to Valor 2, this special becomes her super. The activation is the same, but the animation and the damage are both so much cooler. Next, we have Direct Confrontation. Satsuki unleashes a barrage of projectiles, and she can follow up this barrage with an aerial dash to extend the combo. Because the dash is in the air, where Satsuki likes to be, you can follow up with a close range attack into break, and still get another dash follow-up afterwards. This dash after the special attack only works if it hits. If the attack whiffs or is blocked, you won't get to dash after your opponent. Finally, we have Glint of Steel, which is her break special. Satsuki shoots out her shoulders and gets through an enemy's guard. This is a very fast projectile that guard breaks. However, because there's a big cinematic before it comes off, it becomes pretty easy to sidestep, unless you're right in the opponent's face, in which case, sidestepping becomes impossible. It's guaranteed damage. On top of that, if you land this special, you can then throw her long range special afterwards, because it will combo you, and you can even do the follow-up dash and all that jazz. Then at 3 Valor, she gets the one-hit kill, the Senyi Soshitsu Martial Law, which the activation is a forward lunge with a lot of reach and a horizontal slash. I found the best place to put this, if you want to combo into it, is after a jumping break attack into long range dash. It seems like it's the safest place to put it in a short combo. And now that we know her moves, here are some tips on how to play her. This being the fastest character in the game gives you the power to be relentless. Use your speed to overwhelm your opponents. Don't give them a lot of space. Don't give them time to think on how to counter you. That said, overwhelming your opponents doesn't mean mindlessly using dashes and mashing buttons all the time. Use dash cancels. Use her projectiles. Use her powerful dash into guard break. I mean, abuse that stuff. You counter the guard break dash by stepping forward. And you know that now because you've watched this video. Think of all the people who haven't watched it. They'll be trying to figure this out during a match, and they're gonna get caught sidestepping, backstepping, jumping, because stepping forward is so counterintuitive. So get in there right from the start. As the fight begins, Dual Wield Satsuki doesn't need a lot of meter or valor to deal damage. Most characters in this game will be looking for that. They'll be looking for meter, they'll be looking for valor. So before they get it, get in their face and gain the upper hand. Without any meter at all, you can finish your combos with the break circle setup. From here, your opponents have a few options, but they always need to leave the circle somehow. And if they use a side or a backstep, you can catch them with your horizontal attacks. If they jump, you can catch them with your vertical attacks. And if they attack you instead, you can just block and the circle will explode in their face. That said, those are 3 different options. How do you know which option they're gonna go for? Well, you don't. You do the setup the first time and then just block. See what they do, because that's your safest option. And from there, you can read what they'll do the next time you have the setup. A lot of beginners will just go for what they did the first time because it worked, so they'll keep doing it. But at a more advanced level, that's when the mind games begin, so watch out. Now, the break circle setup isn't the most damaging attack in the game, but I reckon it's your best option to stay in your opponent's face during a match. If you're not finishing off an opponent, don't go for damage, go for more pressure. Finish with a break circle setup, especially if you are at 0 Valor. For Dual Wield Satsuki, 1 Valor is definitely recommended. Not mandatory, but recommended. It will significantly boost her damage, so you can kill opponents much easier. And if you're going for the kill, obviously, don't go for the break circle setups. With 1 Valor, you can get a ton of damage from any situation. To get that Valor, I usually just go for 4 close range attacks and cancel into Valor right away. I haven't found any consistent routes to get Valor out of an aerial combo, so this really is your best option, or just do it in neutral as a counter, like any other character. To help you practice and understand Satsuki better, I have developed this TOD. This will teach you a lot about her damage routes, stuff like where you can cancel attacks into guard breaks, where to put special attacks, how to finish combos. So just practicing this will give you a nice understanding, and it's a great way to start playing this character. Get on practice mode and pull this one off.
当然の結果だ。自身の無力を恥じるがいい。
And that's Dual Wield Satsuki in a nutshell. Let me know who you'd like to see next in the comments down below. And if you're new here, subscribe for more Kill la Kill If videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you guys next time. Boy.